Okay, guys, welcome back to Off the Script podcast with myself, Jermaine. I'm waiting on you. You introduce yourself, Joe.
Oh, okay, it's because I'm used to doing the
Easy
intro.
bodybuilding, yeah. We still can't get this right. Every time we mess it up. And then our special guest this week. Would you introduce yourself, Jamie?
Yes, I am bikini athlete, IFBB professional, Jamie Christian Johal, in preparation obviously for pro debut 2 Bros on the 3rd of May.
Fantastic.
Perfect.
So let's dive into what do we want to dive into first, Joe? What was
I just want to see how everything's going prep-wise.
Yeah, so how's prep going for you, mate? How's things going?
Yes, it's going good. I know weight's not really, it shouldn't be the be-all, end-all, but it is nice to still be above 300 pounds.
That's insane. I saw that.
Dieting for 9 weeks now, so
yeah.
It obviously just shows me that I've built some real good tissue in the off-season.
Yeah,
which
absolutely.
has made for a great prep. I will come under 300 pounds, but most likely I will fill back out once I'm lean enough and get towards that figure, if not a little bit past it when I'm ready. But so far, I've done it that many times now. The prep really is the easiest part of bodybuilding for me. The off season, because I have to eat so much, really is a struggle. And I did 16 to 18 months off season this time. That's the longest I've ever done. And to consume 9,000 calories a day consistently for that amount of time, that just grinds you down. So anyone wants to fucking start a diet after that.
That's insane. Yeah. So are you at a place now in prep where, because I know when I started prep, there was a point where I was so happy with like it was like almost like a relief to have like my food at that point. Is that how it is for you now? Are you?
Yeah, definitely. Over the past few weeks, it's got more and more like that, to the point now where it doesn't really matter what's on the plate; it'll just go down because I'm that hungry.
Yeah, that's good.
It might sound crazy to the people listening yourselves, but I'm still on 4,500 calories. My carbs are still 680 grams a day on a training day, and I'm losing 3-4 pounds a week on that some weeks. And that's just because my off-season calories are so high and they're so consistent. And that's what message I try and get across to everyone. If you make your off-season good, your prep will be fantastic. Yeah.
And relative to you, like 3 to 4 pounds is actually very nice, very consistent for you, right? Because obviously you're starting off at such a heavy body weight and you're quite tall as well. So
yeah, I mean, in 9 weeks, I've lost 24 pounds. So
that's really good. Yeah,
it's a decent amount. Some weeks obviously were like quite stagnant. Some weeks I'd lost 4. It's really depending on a lot of factors. What Jordan's trying to do with me now is just keep the upper half full, because that's what goes first. The legs I could not train my legs for a year and they'd still probably look the same.
Wow.
But it's the upper half. It's like 2 different people, so we have to manage that.
Yeah. That's the same with me. I found that in my prep. Like, for whatever reason, I could just do cardio all day, keep doing my cardio, and my legs wouldn't really fade. But yeah, upper body was the first thing to go.
Yeah.
Start going for me. So let's for the people who don't know you, let's say very well, which is probably not many people, let's be real, but can you just give us sort of a background on who is okay.
Let's go way back. Way back.
Okay. Yeah.
Before bodybuilding. Who's Jamie? Not the giant. Who was Jamie before he was the giant? There you go.
I was a footballer, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I started as a left winger, and then as I got taller and slower, my manager says, "Look, mate, you got to play in defence."
Yeah.
So that was a centre back for years, at a decent level. You know, I never played semi-pro or anything like that, but I was playing Saturday and Sunday. I was training twice a week, and then I joined the gym at 16 years old, and that's when after a few years, there was a conflict of interest where I wanted to put size on, wanted to put weight on, and then obviously it was going against what I was doing at football, burning up calories and burning muscle no end. So I had to make the choice at 18, 19, stop playing football, and that's when I started competing a year or 2 later, and it all started from there, really. But yeah, I didn't have any aspirations to be a bodybuilder. My uncle was a bodybuilder when I was younger, so I grew up around the lifestyle, and then I started with my uncles when I was about 18, 19, and that kind of tip the balance a little bit more.
Yeah.
But as a person, always just like to have a laugh, bit of a joker, popular guy. I just wanted to make people laugh. I liked being liked, let's say.
Yeah.
And that was me, really.
Yeah. I think that shows now as well, because
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the people in the UK scene, you seem to have such like a cap, like you're at the top when it comes to entertainment and doing stuff like Eddie Hall. You're willing to go out a bit and like actually have fun. And that's always something that seems to come across in your video.
Yeah, I think I see bodybuilding like a lot of people would like to see it, and that's a business. You know, I enjoy it, I love it, and I feel very blessed to be able to do it and earn money from it as well. But at the same time, I'm not silly in the respect that I know it's a very short career, so you've got to fucking make the most of it while you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you hear some people give social media a bashing, but at the end of the day, it's a tool that we can all use. And look at the podcast we're doing now, just to increase our profile, increase our reach, increase our engagement, and then in turn, if people like you and you know you are that kind of person, you will make money out of it. And I've always said that no matter what, I'll be myself, and I'm just glad that comes across well and is received well, and we're here today.
Yeah, absolutely. So moving from like the age of 16, when was the first time you competed? Were you weren't a teen, were you?
No, the first time I competed was actually 2009. So I think I was 19.
Oh, okay.
Trying to get my maths right. Yeah, 19.
Yeah.
So I could have actually, when I competed for the UKBFF for the first time, which was 2011, I could have competed as a junior. But I felt that my physique at the time fit the classic class at the time, which was a height and weight ratio. Just because in the juniors, you know, you could come up against a 5'6" guy who's fucking just as wide,
big, round everywhere. Yeah.
So imagine me at 6'5" at 50. It didn't really look right. So I went classic, and I won 2 qualifying events. Never competed at the finals in classic, but to be fair, for 15 and a half stone at this height, I still had an element of balance in my physique, which is really weird.
Yeah.
I still look at photos now and I think, you know, I didn't even look that bad.
Because your legs have always been a strong point as well.
That's true.
Yeah. Keeps that balance for a taller guy as well.
Yeah. You'd expect me at 5 stone lighter to be a lot.
String bean.
Yeah, a lot stringier than I was. Yeah. So, I don't know why that is. I think that's a benefit I obviously have now that I'm tall, but I have got that element of balance. I need more mass, but I've got good shape. So there's pros and cons.
Definitely. That's like something that I've noticed with classic as well. It seems to be moving that way more and more now, where it seems to be the the longer limbs and everything who have managed to fill it out and have that symmetry. They seem to get rewarded a lot more.
Yeah, I think it's nice that the judges do reward it, because at the end of the day, that's why there's so few tall bodybuilders, because it's fucking hard to fill your fat. There's no two ways about it. The average height for a bodybuilder is like 5'8", 5'10".
Yeah.
Some are 6 foot now. I think there's taller bodybuilders now than there used to be, for sure. I think the average height is probably 5'10" towards 6 foot. But once you go over that 6 foot mark, then it's like you're single digits at a high level. So I say to people, it's not impossible, it's just fucking hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Just as well, though, just while on that point, sorry to...
no, of course.
I wanted to raise a point about classic. We will do it on the podcast that we do, but for me, it was a good starting point because of the issues I had with my own physique. I felt I fit that category more. I think nowadays in classic, I would love to see more guidelines towards what the class actually wanted to see, what the judges wanted to see, because I feel like there's a lot of bodybuilders that are just shying away from weight classes because they're not heavy enough, not big enough, and they have no element of classic about them.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. Yeah. And
it really fucking grinds me, because the classic class for me was brought around, not the classic UKBFF class, but the classic physique class in the IFBB was brought because they wanted to see this Bob Paris-esque physique on stage. Chris Bumstead, fantastic. I even had arguments that Brion isn't classic.
So I think he's a very good, very streamlined, small bodybuilder.
Yeah, he's definitely got a place in that class. But for me, Bumstead was always the one who was going to win and be like kind of the future for the sport.
The poster child, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of bodybuilders doing that class now, and it's just like, man, get off that stage, get your fucking uniform on, get your pants on, and go and get in the class that you should.
Yeah, I think they need to change something, because there was, how many was there, like 40 classic competitors at Olympia this past year?
There was a lot, yeah.
There was a ridiculous amount, to the point where they couldn't really fit them all on stage.
No.
Given one time, so it was very hard for them to compare.
And that's at your Super Bowl as well. That's not an amateur event. It's like we spoke to Matt Tofton last week. He was on the podcast.
Yeah.
And he was talking that they didn't get on stage. They had 10 minutes on stage for open bodybuilding finals. Yeah. At the PCA British finals, because they had so many board shorts and classic people on for like 4 hours.
And the PCA
finals of PCA.
The PCA Classic finals as well, I was there, and that is a prime example. There was probably 1 or 2 guys in the lineup that looked classic.
Yeah.
I was like, this is just a bodybuilding class. People have said, I'm not fucking doing that weight class. I'm going in this classic.
Yeah. Just people who were shying away from showing their glutes so much.
Yeah. So a lot of people think if they put the arm behind their head, and that's a classic pose. There's a lot more to it than that, unfortunately.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So moving forward from when you first competed, at what point did you start to think, do you know what, I could actually do something really good here? I have something going on.
I think 2012, when I won the body power qualifier, but I had a bit of an unstable relationship at the time, so I didn't do the finals. Kind of had a glimpse then that I was very confident going into that show, being the second proper show that I'd done and winning it. Yeah. And to me, it was body power. It was like, at the time, it was the big show of the year. Yeah. So that gave me a lot of confidence. But then I had a 2-year break. Actually got married, met someone new, got married to Katie, and came back in 2015. I said to her at the time, I said, look, I'm not messing around. I need to go in this super heavyweight category. From a classic to supers in 1 year. Or obviously I had a 2-3 year break. But I've not been ultra consistent in that period of time off. So it was no man's land. As soon as I locked up that win in 2015 at the British finals and won the super heavyweights category, that was like, okay. Yeah. Now we know we can do some damage.
Yeah, definitely.
And Katie, being Katie, she knows, or her argument was always, if you're going to be successful at this, I will support you. But because of how much time it takes, if you're shit, you can fucking stop it.
Yeah.
So I won, and I was like, yes, I'm carrying on.
It must be a Katie thing, because my girlfriend Katie is exactly the same. Yeah. She's like, if this don't go well, you can fuck off.
It's true. You know, that's why so many relationships fail as well, because it's a very demanding sport that we do. I don't think there's anything at an amateur level that somebody commits so much fucking time and effort to, and money as well. So the woman wants to see some reward.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I think that's interesting, because I was speaking to Lewis, who's one of Matt's clients. He's a guest we had on the other week. Yeah. He was saying, like, the relationship is, like, when it comes to prep, can be make or break. Yeah. And like that is where it just shit hits the fan. How do you two, obviously you're married and you've got a stable relationship, and it comes across on social media as well that you're very comfortable with each other when it comes to it. How do you?
Yeah, definitely. We are comfortable, and I think we've had many years to kind of get even more comfortable and used to what I'm like on prep, and that is very, very robotic. Yeah. Particularly towards the end, let's say the last 4 weeks, when I'm kind of zoning in, thinking about the competition more, thinking about my competition. I just like to be by myself. So I'm very distant.
You just get quiet, don't you?
Yeah, I don't want affection. Don't want to talk to anyone. The kids annoy me. The dogs annoy me. You know, the slightest thing. Katie does this thing where she sits on the sofa with her legs out. She gets the side of the L-shaped sofa where she can put her legs out. But she's a woman, so she needs that side. Even though I've got fucking long legs, I like to spread them out. She gets the side.
Yeah.
So she does this thing with her feet. It's like a twitch, and she just moves them like this. And I can see them out the corner of my eye. And I can just feel myself each week that goes by getting more and more pissed off by this.
Yeah.
Where's the machete?
Yeah.
So
the toes might get broke.
Yeah.
But, no,
so you're not like Cuba then, because Cuba would be loving that, surely.
No, man, Cuba would be fucking licking them.
Yeah, when we had him on, that's all he was on about, his fucking foot jobs and all this.
Yeah. He's one of a kind.
Get it out.
He is one of a kind. He is one.
Get some Vaseline. But I think now
could be worse.
Oh, Tiger Bomb. You got Tiger Bomb.
Tiger Bomb down your Jap side. Don't try that. I think the difference now, and definitely this year, I think I'll see a different dynamic because it is now my job.
Yeah.
And, you know, let's not beat around the bush. I make a decent living from it. Like, if I was still a fireman, I'd probably earn in a quarter of what I earn now. So, you know, I've worked hard for that, but at the same time, Katie sees that. So she's more understanding when it comes to the hard times and the times towards the end. I hope, because we're not there yet, but this prep has fucking been so smooth so far. And I think that's largely down to me being a bit more relaxed as well. Now, I was having a chat with her this morning. I don't know why I'm more relaxed. I don't know if it's because I feel less pressure, because there's no kind of expectation. It's my first show as a pro. But normally I'm such a robot for the whole prep. I create my own stress. But still, we're less than 9 weeks out. I'm still not getting out of bed at the same time every day, which is just like not like me at all. So some days I'll do my cardio at 7. Some days I'll do my cardio at 7:30. First meal will go in at 8 one day, 8:30 the next day. I'm normally like legit fucking on the dot.
On the dot, yeah.
So I was speaking to her this morning about it. I don't know why that is, but I think it's allowed us to kind of get through the first 9 weeks with like no stress whatsoever.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a good thing. Long may it continue.
Yeah. Do you think that'll, so like obviously, is that something that's playing in your head now going forward, that you're like, oh, it's different now. Like I'm doing this differently. Is that something like for better or for worse, you think will have an impact?
It's definitely different, and for a variety of factors as well. One of the factors being that my focus has shifted in prep towards, we've got to get the fat off, we've got to burn the fat. It's a fucking fat race we've got to preserve the muscle, we've got to stay big, we've got to stay full. So the fat burning is almost a byproduct of just everything that you do anyway. It's not the major focus. Obviously getting in shape is the major focus, but retaining the muscle has to be the primary focus. You need to give yourself long enough that if you tick all the boxes, the shape and the fat loss will come anyway.
Absolutely.
So that's a different mindset, because before it was just a diet race. Like, who can get in shape fastest? I win. I get my glutes out, get shredded, game over. So that being different, there's a little bit of a stress factor in the case that, oh, what if we don't get in shape? But that's when it comes down to having strong people around you that you trust. So Jordan's in control. I do what he says. Don't go off plan. You know, we tick the boxes together, and that is enough kind of peace of mind for me to just keep going with it.
Fantastic, so onto your actual pro debut then. Doing the British. What are your expectations this time competing? Obviously, you reset the clock because it's competing as a pro. What are you expecting out of this show?
Well, I'm going to win and go to Olympia.
Awesome.
No, that's not my expectation. I'm a very realistic man. I was having this chat with Jordan today, actually, that, you know, I'm not delusional. I'm realistic. I think I can bring a different look to the stage. I think my eyes were opened even more and excited when Patrick Moore got such a good response at Olympia.
100%.
because he is like 6'1", I think, great shape. I think he was like 240 at the Olympia, which seems light.
Yeah, he was light. He was light. Yeah. He didn't play the size game for him.
But he looked fucking big at 240. So put 20 pounds on him and he's going to be insane.
Yeah, freak. Yeah.
But the sign of the times now is that people like Patrick, Sergio, Regan, they're the kind of evolution that are coming through. I see myself being part of that evolution. And at the same time, I see myself as being very marketable, being 6'5", the tallest current and arguably ever IFBB professional. I just think that if I can get on stage and get top 6 in my pro debut, that is a very, very realistic achievement. But in my head, I'm even going as high as top 3. At the end of the day, if you put me on that British stage last year, I feel now, as my physique is, that I would have been challenging James for that 3rd place. This year, I'm friends with Samson. We've known each other for a long time through the bodybuilding scene. But I would say he's the guy on my radar that I think I can beat and I want to beat. Luke, I think, is in a class of his own if he turns up at 85%. Yeah. So that's it.
Yeah. So who else in that? So you've got Samson, you've got... I'm trying to think who else you've got in that show.
Zach's doing it. Zach Khan. Now, Zach in the gym is phenomenal. Like he's a fucking beast. You look at him and you think, wow. Yeah. As a stage bodybuilder,
doesn't necessarily translate.
It doesn't translate on stage. I think I can beat Zach. That's just me being honest. I think I can present my physique better. But, you know, me and Zach are friends. We talk all the time. He's a great, not just athlete, but great person. I think his social media kind of shines him in a different light. To what I know him as. But he's a top guy. And to be honest with you, other than that, I don't know who's doing it. There'll be a lot of Europeans that jump in last minute. But I spoke to Ian, that obviously runs the show, and he said until we get the contracts back that the IFBB have to send out, which you have to basically order. You have to tell them which shows you want to do. They send you out a contract, you sign it, send it back. Yeah, that's quite a long process. So until, I would say, probably 3-4 weeks out, we won't know a lot of the people doing it.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be interested when those initial sort of scorecards come out and we actually see who's on that list.
It will be. I think I competed against quite a few of the guys that did it last year. I competed against, there's a guy called Ollie from Norway. I beat him in Italy. There's a guy from, I can't remember where he's from, but he competed. I beat him at one of my qualifying events for 2 Bros. It's a bit of a reunion because I beat Samson before, beat James before, beat Luke before. We've all been on the same stage at some point. And some of those have beat me as well. Obviously, we're very different physiques now. So it's just be interesting, stand next to the big guys and see where I fall and see how my physique being so different is received.
Stand next to the big guys.
Next to the big guys, it will be really interesting to see what you look like stood next to people like Luke. Because obviously just completely different physiques. Yeah. And I can imagine that they will definitely reward you as a result. Like you are in this show, you will be the Patrick Moore for sure.
Yeah. I see it kind of going 2 ways. Could go the way that people say, wow, who is this freak? Or they could go, who is this freak? I love doing on stage. I think in the pro league, it is very different though to the amateur league. I think in the amateur league, it was more the latter response because it's like, what is this? But pro league, they're thinking, oh, this guy's marketable. Now we can fucking do something with this. Let's give it the time of day.
Yeah, it's like last year. I think it was last year when you competed. I think it was the first show that you did. Yeah. And there was that whole debate between you and Aaron Hudson.
Yeah.
It's like apples and oranges, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So I think that's the difference between amateur and pro. Is they'll play the safe option in the amateurs a lot of the time. Yeah. And then in the pro division, they're thinking more marketability, personality, and if you got the package, the physique on stage as well, then
Yeah, definitely. I think there's definitely a different outlook for what the judges are actually looking for in the pro ranks. At the end of the day, you've got to have a complete physique. There's still parts of my body that I need to improve. I know that. But at the same time, fucking hell, you look at people like Dennis Wolf. Yeah. He always got told he had high lats, weak calves. You look at Nathan, how well he's doing. He's got weak body parts. Everyone's got weak body parts. No one's perfect. That is the beauty of bodybuilding. That's why we stay doing it, because we want to improve.
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting to see what you look like on stage this time, because obviously, what was your stage weight last time?
Last time I was 285.
285. So what do you think you'll be this time? Obviously, you can never tell, but
you can't tell. But last time I dropped to about 275 and came back up to 285. That's why I say, obviously, I normally do that, drop down, come back up. This time, speaking to Jordan this morning, I think we'll drop to about 290 and we'll backfill to 295, 300. So it'll be 10 to 15 pounds extra.
Yeah, that's going to be really exciting on stage.
Yeah, and it'll look very good.
Yeah, you can even see now, even though you're 8 weeks out, is it?
Yeah, it was 9 weeks on Sunday, so it's into the 8s.
So you can see already, though, the waist is still as small as it was before.
Yeah, and there's a little bit to come off that, so that will get a bit smaller.
Yeah, that's
right.
I think that's one of the big things with your physique, is that because you are so tall, your waist will just. I think you can push so much more than other guys can in terms of like not blowing lines, because that's that thrown around a lot.
Yeah,
to a point where people will just have that distension. Yeah, a complete look change when it comes to their midsection going up into their upper body. Like with you, because you have got such long limbs, you just won't get that. So I think
definitely. I think it's a massive part of your physique and how it's structured and how the shape transitions in like a visual effect as well. Because if my waist was 2 inches bigger, I'd have to make my shoulders 2 to 4 inches bigger.
Yeah.
And that's where some of the bigger, thicker guys in person, they take their top off and it doesn't translate.
Yeah.
Because they got a fucking 38, 40 inch waist.
Yeah.
What's yours at the minute?
And my waist is bigger than you would expect. It's like 34, 35 inches.
Okay.
Or shoulder ratio, they're probably like 6. So it's like nearly 2 to 1.
Yeah. That's insane. That is insane. So moving forward we've got a little script. We do have a little script that we're running off of. We obviously
controversy to the name, you know.
Yeah. We end up going off that script all the time. Just making sure the script. So you come in from the amateur ranks. What do you think of like British bodybuilding at the moment? Do you think we're in like the best place we've ever been? Because I've seen that a lot recently, that this is sort of like the rise of British bodybuilding again.
Yeah, I think I'd say it's very hard to say this is the best. Having not experienced bodybuilding in the degree of what I kind of involved in now, I think that's the right answer, because everyone from the 90s says the 90s were the best, but they were in the 90s. Yeah. They're going to say that. We're going to say today's the best. Now, what I do know is bodybuilding is fucking wicked at the minute. We've got some serious talent from amateur to professional level. You know, the professional level is arguably the best it's ever been, or for definitely a long time anyway. I've not known as many UK pros with the possibility to do well in shows and get to the Olympia in as much time as I've been bodybuilding. So I think if it's better or not, it's in a fucking brilliant position at the minute. I think there's some great federations out there doing a great job. Two Bros, Ian, is doing a fantastic job of trying to create this, again, journey and pathway to a pro card. At the end of the day, that was why the UKBFF was so popular. Not that they were the best federation, some might argue, but that was a place you had to be to get that pro card, and that was kind of the prestigious event to win. Two Bros, I think they got their head screwed on very well. People don't realise, understand, but when you do these shows, there's a lot of sanctions and extra payments that you have to kind of, you govern to pay to have the ability to offer this pro card. So yes, the Two Bros is more expensive to compete in than a PCA or UKBFF is, but that's because they got extra sanctions. They're booking out bigger venues, more expensive venues. I personally believe, and I made this choice in 2018, I was going to do PCA Saxon and PCA Body Power alongside doing Two Bros. But once I did my first Two Bros show, I was like, I want the pro card. I ain't competing anywhere else. And I don't know whether that's playing the game, like the politics game. Politics gets thrown about all over the place. For me, it was just kind of like trying to establish a home and getting to know the people within the organisation. I think that's fantastic if you can do that, because then it's not about scoring points. I think it's just like feeling like you belong somewhere. It's like, I wouldn't know some NABA competitors because NABA is very integral and it's kind of like
closed off.
It's clicky, isn't it? It's very clicky.
So whatever the federation, it goes without saying there's some great athletes, and as a coach, I'm blessed to have obviously worked with a lot of great athletes in the UK. Come across them now and again. I have people I talk to on Instagram all the time, like wishing them well, watching their progress. It's just exciting times for everyone to be involved in, I think.
100%. And sort of moving on from that, one of the big sort of things with the UK scene at the moment is Trained by JP as a platform. How did you sort of like get started with Jordan? How did that sort of come about?
I think it was in April. In April 2019, last year, I was, at the time, I was sponsored by Gaspari. So I was sponsored by Gaspari as an amateur. And as soon as I turned pro, Rich was like, right, we've got to get you signed up, we've got to get you contracts sorted out. We'll fly you over to New Jersey, we'll do a photo shoot, you stay here for 5 days, blah, blah, blah. That all happened. Wicked. Got the contract signed in principle, but from October to April, I didn't receive one product or one payment from Gaspari. Because they had a lot of shit going on at the time with the company, where Richard bought back the company that he'd sold off in the past, and all the product line had to be changed for like legal reasons. So there's basically no products being shipped out to the UK. So it wasn't like all their fault. It was kind of just like the wrong time. But in April, Jordan approached me and he was like, you know, what's up? Are you sponsored by? How's things going? Any kind of wishes to have a chat about sponsorship, possibly with the Trained by JP brand? Told me about his vision for the supplements, his clothing, and obviously how the site's doing and how he thought I could make an impact on there. To be fair, it was just a no-brainer. For me, always being involved in team sports like football, I just saw the Trained by JP athletes as like, you know, they're the team. They're the team at the top. The kind of Avengers of the bodybuilding scene.
It does sort of come across that way, doesn't it? It is like a super close-knit team that everyone wants to look into, be involved with in some way, but it is like a niche. The guys have carved out for yourself, absolutely.
So it was definitely a no-brainer. I think being part of something like that and having the accountability to the team, not just Jordan and Corin, was fantastic for the off-season. You know, I didn't want to be the one kind of dragging the weight or not.
You want to keep up.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. I think that was the first time I think I actually saw you or became aware of you. Was, I think it must have been right after you got signed then, because I saw you.
You're a fake fan, mate.
I think that was the first time I sort of past the Trained by JP stand, and I remember just seeing this guy who was just literally head and shoulders above everybody. Who is that? I just come like, you were like, obviously I've been going since I was like 16 to Body Power. I've never seen your height, so you just stood out straight away. So obviously Jordan was smart in picking, like going, this guy has got something. Like
he's a clever guy, you know. People know him as obviously this strong freak with the most muscle that you could ever imagine. But his business head is like better than anybody I know. And that's another great part of being on the team, because like I said earlier, this is a short kind of lived future potentially. So the more I can learn from a business angle, which I'm definitely doing, being on the team and working closely with Jordan and Corin, the better that my future is going to turn out as well.
Jordan's got a close relationship with Mark Coles as well, and with M10 and all that. So he's kind of come from that. So Jordan, like with Mark Coles and Milosh coming down and then starting his own brand and now bringing all the top young guys on board and building his established. It's awesome. It's awesome to see.
Yeah. So that was one of the things I saw. Can't remember who said it. I think I've said it before on the podcast, but people now they talk as Trained by JP not necessarily as just a brand, but a platform to boost everyone else up, to push all these amateurs up and like to move everyone on. Especially when you look at, I think it might have been Jamie who said, James Hollingshead who said that, the Shed. And he was saying something like that. He's like, obviously he's not with JP anymore, but JP did for him as a brand is huge.
Yeah. I mean, personally, like my opinion is that, is it a platform? I don't know. I would love to see myself being with the brand for my whole career.
Yeah.
And Jordan and Corin have expressed interest that their brand is obviously moving forward to a point where they can help athletes to that level and offer contracts that you would be able to obviously necessarily get elsewhere.
Yeah.
So them being able to communicate or not communicate, compete on that level is obviously what's going to make athletes stay. Do athletes, the question or the answer at the time was athletes kind of evolve and pass the school of Trained by JP and move on. Do you have to do that? I don't think so. I think what I'm doing at the minute is I'm building a profile within Trained by JP, and I'm using obviously Jordan and Corin to do that. But in return, my profile is bigger, so they get more influx towards them.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I'm boosting up Giant as a profile by doing my own YouTube, by doing the podcast, by doing my own social media. So in my opinion, you can do both at the same time.
Yeah.
People who have moved on to other supplement companies for their own goals, that's fine. But my personal opinion is I would love to see myself, because my ethos and kind of morals are built on loyalty. Always have.
Yeah.
If I can stay with one team, one person, one coach, one something for as long as possible, forever, I'll do that. It's just you have got to remember that part of it is a business relationship. Like a lot of times I've been too nice in the past. So it's kind of like, yeah, that's okay. Not really happy, but yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
I think this time, because I have a short time left, I think I've got to be more business minded with contracts and things. So we'll see how things pan out going forward, but everything at the minute is fantastic. I'm just looking forward to the future with it all as well.
That is true. I don't think I've ever actually heard someone say that obviously at the end of the day, you are your own brand and you are the Giant, obviously.
Yeah.
So you're in a position as well where there is a lot of synergy, and at the end, it's also like how valuable you are as a person. That's what I guess attracts the brand as well in the first place.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. So, what do we want to talk about next? Should we have a chat about the Arnold? I really want to get to that.
Why not?
I really want, because that lineup is absolutely.
It is ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's like Olympia class lineup for sure.
Yeah. Who are we missing from the Arnold? Obviously.
Is Nathan doing it? I have no idea.
Who?
I'm not sure. I know someone from his gym, and I know obviously Nathan. Well, they both say that he's doing it.
Okay.
The only thing that kind of got me thinking, and I'm surprised that Nick Strength and Power didn't speak about this, because he released the scorecard.
Yeah.
And Nathan's name wasn't on it.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
okay. That's why I asked. I didn't know.
Yeah.
So.
There's 14 names and his name wasn't on it. I mean, I hope he does it. People are kind of like saying he's doing a late diet. He's dieting 7-8 weeks up, but he only does an 8-week diet anyway. So
yeah, he's always
you see the difference between
great condition, isn't it?
Between New York and California is like that.
Yeah.
So he doesn't matter if he's fucking dying for 8 weeks, he'll be in shape.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's a fucking stacked lineup. So I watched the Fuad podcast with Steve Kuklo today.
I've just been listening to it. Yeah.
Kuklo's 6 foot, 280. He's a fucking freak.
Yeah.
I think if he comes in like he did in Olympia, definitely top 6. Sergio, Patrick, Dexter, Rami and Bonac. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not a massive fan of Bonac. So for me, I know he's very complete, but he's just not a physique or character that I like very much.
I agree. It's often like what you can relate to, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So I would like to see people place above Bonac. I would love to see Cedric come in shape. That's one of obviously his Achilles heels.
Every time. Yeah.
You never know what you're going to get. Same with people like Akeem. Is Lionel Backy doing it? I don't know whether he's...
I think he is, I think he's doing it. He's someone else. Yeah.
I've seen him in a side-by-side next to Kai Green, and I was like, fuck, the Lionel's better than Kai Green.
That's another one as well. I've just seen it. I don't think it's serious, but Kai Green put on an Instagram post in the past couple of hours, I think, where he put on semi-jokingly, "Oh, we're ready. Give us the invite for the Arnold."
Yeah, I think I see that.
And then someone put, "Just stop. You're not going to compete again. Let's be honest." And he was
been fucking 4 years. And...
he was replying to people like, "Things have changed." But I just don't see it.
Things have changed. I blew all my money. Yeah.
Needs an invite to trade stands.
Yeah. That's exactly.
The £1 ebooks ain't doing it anymore.
No,
I think he's very smart.
He's obviously got some form of business manager that's calling the shots.
Yeah, who's like, this is probably the move to make.
Yeah. But if anybody ever buys one of his $6 coaching packages and thinks that he's coaching them, just jump off a bridge.
Yeah, literally. I think it's amazing that this is obviously a tangent now. I think it's amazing that it's 2020 and we're still in a place where people are buying ebooks and these and stuff. This is all information which is out there for free that you can find for yourself, and it's basically making you set up your own diet and everything anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like, just get a coach. If you go pay money for it, just get a coach.
It's very, very, very lazy. But there's a lot of lazy people out there. I mean, some of the questions I get on Instagram, this is another tangent, but I got somebody asking me about my travel regime with competing abroad.
Right.
Have you got 5 minutes? Mate, it's not a 5-minute answer. Someone asking about, I've been off cycle for 2 years. I was in 1 mil a test at the time. I think I'll start back on this, but what about this and that? Mate, fuck off. I always reply now, and it's great to have this in my arsenal, not my arse. But my question back is, do you know the Train by JP website? And most of them will say yes, because if they don't, then I'll think well, what rock have you come out of?
Yeah. And
then my other reply will be like, it's only $8.99 a month. You can ask any question you want on there, and we are obliged to answer it. My Instagram is flooded with messages. You think I've got fucking 20 minutes to reply to? I've got paying clients that fucking pay me monthly to. Oh, it's very. Sometimes it's tiring, but the most tiring thing is the ignorance of the people that are asking the questions.
Yeah, 100%. I see a lot on who's it? I watch Greg Doucette. I don't know if you follow him. He puts on his Instagram as well. He's just like, stop asking me stupid questions that you just asked me to set up your whole diet, which is what for coaching. Pay for my consultation or pay for my coaching.
Yeah.
Don't ask me to do it. It's not something that I could just do, especially when 300 people have already done that.
I think it's obviously an educational thing, because a simple question to somebody in their head would be, how much cardio should I do in the off season? Yeah. Well, fucking hell, okay. Well, how many? I need to ask you a ton of questions.
Yeah. How long's a piece of string?
Yeah. I don't understand. It's really not as simple. I'll just do 20 minutes.
Yeah, 100%. So going back to the Arnold list, who Let's have some predictions from you. Who do you think will be top 6? Let's do top 6.
Top 6. So,
do you know the list? Do you want the list?
We can get the list up if you want.
If you get it up, yeah, why not? I've got.
I can get it up. Don't worry, mate.
Stroke it.
Oh yes. Why do you think I got this? It's on hand, mate.
For God's sake! Right.
I'm going to answer is if everybody's like 100% as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No kind of.
That makes it fun though. So.
Yeah.
Have you got it? Do you mind?
Bear with me. Stupid Generation Iron ads.
No.
Right, so
What's the
currently
bollocks they're putting out as well.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing, isn't it?
Oh, Nick Trigilli. He's another weapon.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, okay, so we've got 14 people. Lionel Biecki.
Yep.
William Bonac. Max Charles.
No, I don't think Max is going to do anything.
I think he'll be outside the top 10.
I'm going to
Big Ramy.
I think Big Ramy's going to win it. I'm just going to try and get the thing myself, so I can look at it. But no, I think Big Ramy's going to win. If people are in shape, how they can be, I'll have Cedric in second. I'm going to have Kuklo in third.
Oof. Wow. Okay.
Bonac in fourth. And then I'm going to have Nathan or Dexter.
Okay.
Interesting.
You've gone for all the big guys first.
Yeah.
There you go.
You can see the bias.
Just outside the top 6 is going to be Sergio fighting with Patrick Moore.
Okay. Which way do you see that going?
In my opinion, Patrick Moore.
Okay.
Sergio is very, very convinced that he's got that one.
But we haven't seen...
Twisting with the posing as well, because you get points for posing, don't you?
Yeah, Sergio's posing is different.
Yeah.
Very artistic, and I think that's kind of...
Good for the Arnold.
You either like it or you don't.
Yeah.
Cedric's doing the posing, so he might win the posing round.
Yeah.
And Big Josh Lenartowicz as well is competing.
Yeah. Now I saw a photo of Josh. Obviously, he posted that 3 photos in one.
Yep.
The front wasn't
fantastic.
really in shape, and I know he struggles from the back, so I just can't see him being in shape. I think he personally put those up to kind of say, look, guys, I've had a fucking rough time. I've tried my hardest, but I'm not going to be in the shape. So it's kind of like a pre-warning shot just to...
Yeah, he's been through some shit, though, to be fair.
Yeah, absolutely. We've also got Rowley. Where do you think Rowley will be?
I don't think he's doing it.
Really?
No, he's not doing it. He's not doing it.
No.
Really?
Where have you been?
Nathan, his replacement.
Fucking hell, I need a new cut.
Of course, sorry. Yeah. No. Generation 9 haven't updated their list, clearly.
No shot.
Typical.
Yeah. Absolutely atrocious fitness reporting. There's Johnny Jackson. Where do you think he'll be? I don't think he'll be I don't know. I don't think he'll be in the top 10.
No. I think he's up towards the end of the list with Max Charles.
I mean, he did win one of the Arnolds, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
There's also a lot can happen in 3 years.
He's like 50, isn't he?
Yeah, he's old school. And Victor as well, he's like, obviously...
I saw Victor's recent pics. He looks...
Oh, yeah, Victor looked good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of them. It really is going to come down to the fact that who's in shape on the day.
Yeah. I think he's got a lot of the placings as well, going to depend on how in shape Ramy is.
Yeah.
Because he could be first or he could be fourth.
Yeah.
I think I'm also excited to see Dexter because you sent me some stuff earlier, Joe. You sent me some admittedly not good footage, but footage of him currently and how he's looking. And I thought he looked really crisp.
Yeah.
Looks really good. Midsection looked good. His legs looked good as well. And his arms also didn't look like, he didn't look like a tired physique.
Yeah. It's a very strange one because anybody else that had been doing it that long would look very tired.
Yeah, yeah. He still looks pretty fresh. So I'm interested to see what he looks like. And I also think it's his last year.
Yeah.
Why would he not go balls to the walls? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think
nothing to lose.
I think there is that element as well, that they will look after him because they know it's his last year.
Yeah.
They will want to reward him to a certain degree.
Yeah, he is sort of, I guess, bodybuilding royalty, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an exciting list. Who do you think, Joe? Who do you think will be
good show? Isn't it?
I think
he's going to win or upset.
Yeah, I think Kuklo will be in the top. I don't think he'll place as high as you said, Jamie, but I think he is good for sure because he did.
Yeah, I think he's underrated.
He is 100%.
Me too.
So I'm interested to see where he. Yeah.
Well, as I said, I think it depends on where Ramy, how he comes in. But it depends who I want to win and who I think's going to come in.
Who do you want to win?
Good. Cedric.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think more than likely you're going to have Ramy or Barnack winning. You're going to have Cedric, Dexter, Patrick or Sergio in there, and Kuklo as well.
Yeah, so very similar. Who I want to win, I'd love to see Dexter come back in like ridiculous shape, close to his like 2008, 2009. Like, I want to see that. I want to see Dexter come back with just everything like in like 99%. I just absolutely nail it. Just one more time.
It's sad to see. So
it's sad that he's going, but I also saw a thing where Sergio was saying. So Sergio Jr. was saying it is like you said, Jamie, as well. It's his last year. Why they would? There's no way politically they're going to place him badly. It's just not going to happen.
Definitely not.
Especially when he's top 4 in the world.
And he's improved over the last year. He's looked the
best.
He
has somehow got better. He's got better with time.
He's found the fountain of youth in the Gold's Gym changing rooms.
That is exactly what it is. Yeah, the fountain, the urinal. That's what it is. The Gold's Gym.
Yes, 100%. Can we get into some questions?
Yeah. Let's get into some questions. What have you got, Joe?
Start with yours first, if you've got some, or you, Jamie. I don't know if you.
Have you got something you want to talk about, Jamie?
Bring it back onto yourself.
Yeah.
Something I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Not really.
On, let's get something juicy. Get something off your chest.
I got the classic thing off my chest.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got the people asking questions that they think's an easy question to answer, that they feel like they have the right to get the answer. I wish I could find this one from the other day because it was a voice note I actually got.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Hello, Jamie.
Got this one today. Hi, mate. Hope you don't mind me asking, but if I had 1 ml of test, would I also use 1 ml of Boldenon? Thanks. No reply.
What is the logic to that?
You should just put, yes, I do mind you asking.
I do mind you asking, and no, I'm not going to answer that question.
Just
that's ridiculous.
Some of them really are. I need to find this voice note one because that was classic.
I just don't understand how anyone's got the audacity to ask a professional a fucking stupid question.
Yeah,
it's like you wouldn't go up to Wayne Rooney and say, "Oh, what favourite colour kit did you ever wear?"
No.
Or
this is another one. Hey, buddy, I know you're busy, but the video where you were talking about the use of T4 and HGH and Y, if you have 5 minutes, could you break that down for me at all? No stress if not.
It's not like I've made a video about it or anything, you know.
I like how he's polite about it.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Oh, fuck off.
That's clinging at straws, that is. That's like being as polite as you can be, trying to not crush
that is like,
please answer my question.
Please, sir, may I have some more?
Yeah, definitely.
That's funny.
Right. Well, before we ask any questions, the lovely girlfriend Katie on my side has asked, Jamie, can you give any tips to make my boyfriend bigger?
You take gear yet?
No. That's another question that she's asked.
Slow process, but it's dead safe if you do it right.
Yeah. God's sake.
That's another thing she's asked. She's a bit of a nymphomaniac.
Okay.
Right.
How has anabolic use affected sex life? If it does, convince him to do it. There you go.
That
when you first start taking gear,
androgens, right?
Yeah, the sex drive definitely goes up.
Mm.
I feel as though the more, obviously, the longer you do it, the more experimental you become with dosages and different compounds. That's when things get fucked up.
Mm.
So you've obviously got, I say, things that turn you on and things that turn you off. So when you start messing with things like DECA, EQ, Tren, basically any ancillary at the side of test, you're going to have different effects because you're affecting not only testosterone, but you're affecting estrogen, prolactin. It's a hormonal minefield. So I always say to people that when I stop competing, I will literally be over the moon with just doing testosterone only. And a lot of people that start taking steroids, I try and advocate and stress to them that let's just take tests.
Mm-hmm.
You're putting your body in a hormonal position to grow muscle tissue. And you're not going to have half the side effects you would have if you start playing around with secondary compounds that you think you're going to get 5 pounds of muscle from overnight, because it just doesn't happen. You can only grow muscle as fast as you can grow muscle, which is quite slow. Hormonally, you're putting yourself in a position to grow it faster, but you still cannot speed that process up. What's the word? Exponentially.
Yeah.
So I would say limit what you take and you will limit the side effects of what it does. But it definitely can and will increase sex drive, especially if it's testosterone only. But then you have to factor in the control of estrogen.
Yeah.
So if you want to be a nymphomaniac, Joe, take some tests.
This is bad. You're a bad influence. He's going to come into the gym next time.
No, she'll like this.
With a stonk on. And
you'll
just
actually
Joe,
listen
put
to
it
this
away.
one, not say, turn that fucking shit off.
I'm married, so I'm all for the nymphomaniacs, because if they could like empower the wife, then I'd be all for it. I'm just going to plug my charger in 1 second.
Yeah, of course. It was going to take a weird turn at some point.
Of course it was. This is the way we do things over here.
Yeah, we
I'm not a fan of foot. I'm not a fan of feet, though. She knows that.
That is true. I'm not a fan of feet either. I don't get that.
In all seriousness, I really struggle to answer the muscle gain in question from a natural basis now.
Yeah.
Knowing that in this country, there's certain people like
AJ and Jermaine's coach.
Every fucking box and is looking to gain 3 to 5 pounds of muscle in a year.
Yeah.
Now, for me, and we had obviously AJ on the podcast, I was honest about this. If that was me, it would demoralize me.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I wouldn't be able to do it. But I think the benefit from AJ's point of view is he's managed to carve a great career, name, profile out of being the natty trainer and coach. Yeah. So for him, he's got that kind of benefit and gain to fall back on.
Yeah.
Whereas most other people have just got what they see in the mirror.
Yeah.
It's the first thing I heard from AJ.
His brand around that.
Yeah. The first thing I heard from AJ was one of the reasons, this was probably on one of his old podcasts. He was like, the reason initially it never interested me was because he didn't think he had the genetic structure to be a good professional, like IFBB level pro using enhancement.
Yeah.
But he thought that he could carve something while being a natural.
Yeah.
And I think, obviously, if you look at his progress, even in the past year, his off season, like his progress for a natural actually, even for some enhanced people, it's like exceptional.
Yeah.
Just from a perspective of like consistency and like how his lifts have increased, everything's improved.
Yeah.
Composition's got better. And yeah, it is a game of ticking every single box as a natty. I'm in that boat too at the moment where I'm just like, I just have to eat the food. All I've got is food, training, sleep, and a bit of creatine.
Yeah.
So that is interesting.
I was
one of the
natural
reasons.
for
I'll carry on.
7 years. So from 16 to 23.
Yeah.
I was completely natural. So the first few competitions I did was natural. So I'm definitely not against people establishing a great base. And not just that, but a great knowledge for training and eating.
Yeah. And
getting all the boxes ticked before you throw that in the mix after.
Yeah.
When you're at that level, personally, you put someone like AJ on a platform and he's had this great off season and made these gains. In my head, if I was him, I'd just thinking, yeah, but it's still better with 15 pounds. Which can definitely happen from the first cycle you're taking if you're training to his level.
Yeah,
that's absolutely. The thing. A lot of people, especially younger guys now, coming in, they put the drugs first, and then they find the work ethic later. If they find it, half of them don't.
Yeah, I'm even in a situation now where I'm a natural. I'm nowhere near AJ's level in terms of like his ability to train, to tickle his boxes without fail, maximizing everything possible. I'm not even close to that, and I'm still getting questions myself of like guys asking, "Oh, should I take some D-ball and this and that?" And I'm like, I've got no clue. You clearly don't have a clue.
See, that's a massive, massive mistake as well that people definitely always take because they're scared of injecting or think that just popping a pill is going to be so much better.
Yeah.
You do not want to take a fucking pill that is going to shut your natural testosterone down.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, there's so many uneducated people out there.
Yeah.
Misinformed people, shit forums. That's why I always try and direct people to Train by JP, because you're going to get people who have been there, done it, proper advice. If you're one person that has got all those boxes ticked and are at that level where you're thinking about considering taking it, make sure you get a coach that's going to talk you through it, that's got track record, because you only get the chance to do your first cycle once.
Yeah, don't mess it up.
Don't mess it up,
Yeah. Well, I've got a friend, I'm sure he won't mind us mentioning him, Jack. I competed with him this past year, Jack Richardson. He's still, I think, training, nutrition, etc. He's still coached by AJ. But he had Joe Jeffrey sort out his first cycle for him. Being on. So he just started literally, as you said, on test. Like the amount of progress he's made with by having good coaches and good people watching him. Good support system and everything, and a solid base, because he's like 23 as well. That's made him like he looks incredible now. 6 months into his off season, if that.
It's a game changer. It really is. There's not a lot of what you can do. There's nothing you can do naturally that's going to get you that level of results. But I definitely see people's point in kind of exhausting opportunity before they do it. Depends where you see yourself going with the sport. If you can see yourself being an IFBB Pro, then the sooner the better. If you're still feeling your way out, there's no reason that you shouldn't kind of.
This is a question that I want to ask, because I think it's interesting. Is there, obviously it's apples and oranges and everyone's different, but is there an age or a perfect time to do it? Is there really like an ideal time?
I don't think so. Someone's knocking on my door. I'm not sure. I do need to piss, so I'm going to have to go in a second for a piss.
No worries.
But I don't think there's an ideal time. It's completely person specific to how long they've been training, and like I say, their goals, their ability to eat and train properly, and that's it really. You've got to trust yourself. I'm just going to run for a piss.
Yeah, of course, go for it. You can tell you're holding it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we're getting into nitty gritty of it. How long have we been going for, by the way?
I have no idea.
I can't even tell on this, not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's guest privilege, that is. I've been busting for
I think
half an hour.
It's true.
But, you know.
He's a busy man.
He is. He's an old man as
well. We've been going for an hour, actually. It feels like we've been going a lot longer. We're doing well.
It's always a good thing.
So, in terms of running into another question or another topic, so see that one of them's already been answered, and that was the whole how long were you natural for? That whole jazz. So you said 7 years. Another one I wanted to ask was obviously if there was a time when is the optimal time? I agree. It does seem to be a case of lifestyle and everything else and compounding factors. And that goes for the whole of the sport.
All that. Yeah.
Oh, hello. Look who it is.
Hey. 6 months old, she's bigger than the other one. Which has been in my tablet drawer.
Yeah, I was going to say, she looks quite big.
She's a big Frenchie.
Yeah, she is a big Frenchie.
Looks like a sausage dog because she's got longer before she's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant.
So another one, I've got a friend who's asked this, who's a girl.
Ooh.
Yeah, we've got some lady viewers.
Ooh la la!
The thought.
They're all for you, Jimmy. They're all for you.
She was asking, have you ever had a partner or anyone that you've been with who has also competed while you've been in a relationship?
Who's competed at the same time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kate has actually competed once.
Okay.
And she was fine with it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think I wasn't competing at the same time, but obviously I was like in off season or dogs are going to go crazy. I'm going to chuck them out. I don't know. I think Luke Sando was talking about this on his podcast the other day that Parley were together. They were fine.
Don't try and maintain it. It's going to shit.
Just carry on.
I'll chuck him out after I've answered the question.
All right, yeah.
They were fine until one of them started doing better than the other.
Yeah.
Kind of a shift in you're both putting in the same amount of effort, but somebody's getting more out of it. Somebody's getting more attention.
That's got to play on your head a bit, yeah.
Someone's getting more likes, more money.
Yeah.
You know, I think that becomes an issue because then you're kind of almost competing with one another. I don't think I would like to be with a competitor, but that's just because I like being with a non-competitor.
Yeah.
If I had my time again and I was with a competitor, it might be fucking great, but I don't know. So I'm just saying what I think.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. From experience with me, I've not dated someone who's ever competed.
Yeah.
I've also had it on the other end where I've been in relationships and the person has just had no they just can't deal with it. Yeah. And that has been, as a result, to an extent, that has been make or break for that person.
Yeah.
Have you ever had that either, where it's been the opposite end of the spectrum?
I've got a son who's 10. He's 11 in April. I'll chuck him out in a sec. And my ex, right, they're going.
It's like a little Godzilla in there. Jesus.
Dog.
Lois.
Jeez. That is an angry little Frenchie.
Oh, yeah.
She's a little fucker.
Been on the anadrols.
Yeah, she must be. So, yeah, my ex, who I had my son with, we were together for about 6 years.
Yeah.
I competed twice while I was with her. It was a fucking nightmare. Absolutely. She just didn't get it. She was a fitness instructor and did classes, but never, ever lived the bodybuilding lifestyle. Like, diet was shocking. Should have a piece of toast all day.
Yeah.
I don't know, stereotypical fitness.
No idea.
Yeah, it's a different kind of world, isn't it? What we do.
It is. Yeah.
6 meals, and it did become very consuming with my life at the time, and she didn't understand that. Like, where did it come from? Why is all this time going towards this now? And the attention's not on me. Yeah. At the end of your diet, your sex drive goes. That was a big issue for her. I didn't want to fucking touch anything. I was like, just get off. 3 weeks out, get off me. Doesn't work.
That is what it is, isn't it? I had that where even my like family, parents and stuff, my mum would try and hug me, just sort of like, oh no, I can't be bothered. Like,
small things begin to grate on you. Like when I wear shorts, sweat, dogs like to lick you. So one of my fucking like, is when you walk in the kitchen after you've been to the gym, dog starts licking your leg. Like the dog licking my leg was the most fucking irritating thing in the world. I was in the post office today. Thankfully, I'm 9 weeks out, not 2.
Yeah.
But baby came in screaming.
Yeah.
And I was like,
can't deal with it. Yeah.
Green. Yes, there's certain things that you definitely can't deal with.
I can't deal with that anyway. 52 weeks of the year, never mind the diets.
I don't think your missus would be able to cope with 3 weeks out and no sex, Joe.
Yeah.
I'll book her a cruise.
Yeah, I think the longest I've been is probably from 6 weeks out, maybe 8.
Really?
Nothing at all.
That was in a harsh prep. I was feeling like shit. Thankfully, the preps aren't as harsh now because I know what I'm doing a lot more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been before in a prep. I've been 8 weeks out. I've like had no drive.
Yeah. To be fair, I can see it because like I think I lost about 4 weeks out from my first show last year, and it was from then up until maybe after my last show. So maybe 2.5 months.
Yeah.
Around that, and that was just like it was just gone. And I can imagine as well, like you obviously have been leaner than me by a country mile, so I can imagine you losing it a lot too now as well.
Yeah, I think you just got to really manage your deficit properly, and in the early stages of competing, my deficit was huge from a very early point.
Yeah,
you're running on nothing. I mean, I probably dieted on 2,000 calories for someone my height and body weight.
Yeah.
I'm on 4,006 now, so it just goes to show how much I was myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy.
Joe, have you got a question?
Yeah. Bear with me.
Another one from the missus?
There is actually, yeah. Right. 2 seconds.
Okay. Have we got any from? Have you got one from the viewers?
Let me have a look. Okay, here's one to go. I don't really want to go back to gear questions, but what's the least amount you've ever ran, bar the first cycle, and noticed increased mass? It's a good question because you're talking least amount, which is sensible.
I can't really remember. Is my honest answer, because I can remember my first cycle. I can't really remember what I did after that as such, because they just all kind of blend into one. But I take my first cycle because I got some fantastic results off that, and it's very minimal. And I kind of run that cycle for the first 5 or 6 times that I cycled, and I was probably doing 12 weeks on, 6 weeks off when I first started. And that was 1 mil of something called lean gain, which comes in a lot of different brands. But it was basically a mix of your typical contest stack, a mix of test prop, masteron, and Trenace.
Okay.
Now, obviously, from my point of view now, I would be advising people not to take Tren. But definitely not. But obviously, from just taking 1 mil 3 times a week, so the total Tren would have been probably about 200 milligrams a week. Masteron 200 milligrams a week. Test prop was 300 milligrams a week. So very, very low amounts. The test was probably even lower, to be fair. I don't think anything was at like 100 per mil.
Yeah.
So you're talking minimum amounts 3 times a week. And I went from 15 stone to like 18 stone in less than a year with the same body comp.
That's insane.
Yeah.
There's no hiding that one.
But then also, like, you've got to, like, obviously that also comes down. I'm saying this for the viewers. That comes down to obviously you ticking everything. Like, your food just nailed. Everything was on point.
Yeah. By that point, my training was really good. I was living the lifestyle. My diet wasn't perfect. I was still going out drinking at the time. I was still a young lad wanting to enjoy himself, but I was definitely a bodybuilder. You know, I was definitely living the life, so to speak. After that, there's one cycle that stuck out to me that was very beneficial, and that was a cycle that I did for my wedding. So I was in 2014, and I'd been cycling by that point for probably 3 years. And that was just a test prop and master on prop cycle. And I think it was 2 mil of prop and 2 mil of master on 3 times a week. So 600 milligrams of each. And I got in ridiculous shape for my wedding just off doing that. It's fantastic. Like I said, if I didn't compete, I would take far, far less.
Yeah.
At the minute, I take more because I feel like I have to, not because I want to. I hate jabbing. The worst thing in the world, once you start jabbing, that is something you got to do for the rest of the time you take it, and it's fucking literally a pain in the arse.
Yeah.
Katie does 90% of my injections because I just...
Round of applause for her.
Yeah, she's my doctor.
Yeah.
I have a joke with her that if I die, it's her fault.
Jeez.
Which doesn't go down very well.
Yeah, I can imagine. Do you say that while she's jabbing you as well?
Yeah, if I die, it's your fault. Manslaughter.
Fucking stabbed it straight in.
Before, funny story, she's been injecting my shoulder and the end of the syringe is like popped off and the oil's gone in the face. I'm like, am I going to get steroids in me? No, it's fine. It needs to go inside the muscle.
I can imagine the panic in that situation.
Ran in the eye.
Wakes up in the morning with a big Merlin beard. Brilliant. Fucking hell. What's the most embarrassing thing that's happened to you while training?
Most embarrassing thing. I think we've all let out a good fart on a leg press.
100%.
I've shit myself a few times.
There it is.
Yeah.
I think that's just standard, to be fair.
Yeah.
Other than that, I can't remember anything more embarrassing. Is there anything more embarrassing than shitting yourself?
Don't think so. I had it the other week. I sharted myself training the first time. And I did end up binning my underwear.
Well, I think that was one I did. The guy spotting me at the time said, "Rep 4." That smelt a bit funny. I was like, yeah, definitely. That's why there's a pause after that rep for about 10 seconds. I was thinking, shall I go again?
But you went again, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. Got to finish the set.
Yeah, of course. That's the thing. You've got to, if you follow through, you have to follow through with the rest of the set. That is it, 100%.
Right. Dark turn. I've got colitis, right? So my colon gets inflamed very easy, like at the bottom of the digestive system. And at first, I thought it was piles.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. So doing some squats, just normal squats. I was only 17 at the time. I went down to the bottom, went up. You know how it is, you got your mates behind you fucking screaming at you, do another one, do another one. Yeah. I felt something pop in my ass, like inside my ass.
Right.
And they were like, "What's the matter?" They were like, "What the fuck are you doing? You're not staying there. Do another one." So I went down and I went in the change room, I had blood going all the way down my leg. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy.
That is easily the worst gym, like the worst story I've heard.
This is a pure gym, by the way.
Pure gym.
Especially, imagine white leggings on or something.
Oh,
that'd be even better.
Just got a red stain coming down.
Oh,
that's rough. Yeah.
Period.
That is, yeah. That's something you see on, like, I've seen some stuff like that on, like, bodybuilding pages on Instagram where it's literally a girl and she has, like, white leggings on. Really farted. It's been a wet one and she's just got a wet pack on her back.
Not the one.
That is definitely not the one. What is...
You're saying off the script podcast, and all this is out of role podcast. Terrible, man.
Again, Joe?
Fucking shit on your leg, pants. It's off the
Joe,
rails now.
I'm sorry, you have to say that again. You cut out halfway through. All I heard was legs, pants off the script. That's all I heard. I had no clue what you said.
I said we've gone completely off the rail now. There's shit on everyone's leg and blood everywhere.
Anything is fair game.
Yeah.
There's anything more horrific than what Joe just said, feel free to say, Jamie.
I've never shit myself, but does that count? I don't know.
I feel like that counts.
That's definitely a good story.
That is definitely a story.
Yeah.
That is something in the future you can say, and that's like your claim to fame. I squatted until blood came out my arse.
Yeah.
That is, no one else can say that. And that sounds hardcore. That sounds so hard.
Blood sport.
Yeah. Blood, sweat, and
film,
tears
by the way.
went into this.
Kickboxer was better, but Bloodsport's pretty good.
Bloodsport is pretty good. Joe, do you watch boxing or anything like that, Jamie, or not?
I was interested in the Tyson Fury fight. If somebody I like is fighting, I would definitely.
100%.
Just like MMA, if Conor McGregor's fighting, I'll try and follow the fight just because I find his character interesting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm an avid fan. I don't think they make it easy to watch in the UK because times, and I've noticed with Sky now, all the sport is done through BT Sport. So if you go into your Sky store, you can't access them direct. You've got to ring them up.
Phone them up. Yeah, that happened,
isn't it?
The other week, yeah.
Especially when it comes to pay-per-view or anything like that. Obviously, that's just the nature of the sport.
The thing is, the fucking fight was on YouTube at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So, maybe myself 30 quid.
Yeah, exactly. Joe, have you got another one?
Fan of any other sport, Jamie?
So football.
I'm a Forest fan, but Forest have been in the Championship for the past 25 years.
Yeah.
So
my uncle was a big Forest fan. His favourite player, Ernie Bagshaw. Yes.
Bless you. I don't really follow football now. To be honest with you, I couldn't even tell you who's the top of the Premier League. I think it's Liverpool, but that's only because they were doing so much better than the rest last time I looked. I don't think anyone could catch them. But yeah, I've just been so consumed in bodybuilding. After I finish competing, I definitely want to be more functionally fit. And something like CrossFit, as much as we give it shit, I think that would be something that I'd be interested in doing because it just kind of ticks a lot of boxes for what I want to do and look like afterwards.
Yeah, I agree. I think once I'm done with this, for better, for worse, I will try and stay active and just do like some basic functional stuff. Cycle.
Do a Dorian.
Yeah, because I used to be big into cycling when I was younger as well, along with martial arts. I'm not going to be able to do martial arts again, I don't think, in my life. I'm not going to do it. But cycling and functional work, absolutely, I'm going to keep in.
Yeah,
100%. Let's actually, I do want to talk about, because we missed it. We tend to ask guests about business. And this is opportunity as well for you to plug yourself. How do you go about? Do you want to talk us through your coaching? Like how would you go about that?
Yeah. So with the coaching, most people contact me through Instagram.
Yeah.
Which is AK the Giant, if you don't know.
Yeah. Shameless plug.
I have a process that I like to do with my coaching because I'm at a level now where I feel I can be more choosy with who I take on, yes, but I want to be more choosy with who I take on because I don't want to take anybody on that's going to waste my time.
Yeah.
Take someone that's going to be serious, that's going to listen, that's going to be able to learn and apply the methods that I kind of teach them. And I say to them from the offset, this is an investment. It's not a coaching, it's not a democracy. I'm not like telling you what to do and that's it. It's an ability for you to learn. So it's a massive investment in kind of the fast track to learning how, what not to do and what to do correctly. Save all the mistakes I made, blah, blah, blah. So I'll actually have a phone call. There's a process before the phone call. So someone hits me on Instagram, I'll ask them to email me, I'll send them back a form to fill out, which is basically a questionnaire that they will fill out. And from that, I'll decide, this guy seems legit, or we're not going to work together.
Yeah.
I have a phone call, and that's another 20, 30 minutes of getting to know each other, establishing their goals, basically working out whether A, I can help them, and B, if I want to work with them. Because it's gone past the point now where it's just about money. Maybe at a point it was largely about money, but the passion is more so the case now, because I understand business. I understand that if you're good at something and you're passionate about something, you will never really have to think about the money. The money will come as a byproduct of being good at something you do. And I feel as though you can only be good at something if you're working with the right people for you. It doesn't mean they have to compete. It just means that they have to tick certain boxes. And that is...
They reflect your own values as well.
Check in on time, pay on time, ask questions, send me videos of your workouts, be fucking accountable, make use of the service. There's certain things that I do with my team. I'm having a meet up in Ultraflex Rotherham on the 15th of March.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
I'll do that kind of every quarter just to just meet people in person, because
stay connected.
That's a massive thing.
Yeah.
I'll ring them whenever they want a phone call, WhatsApps, whatever. It really is a full spectrum service. What I see in the industry at the minute, and I'm very transparent with my clients about how many people I coach as well, which I think is a big point. I have a Facebook group that's privately set just for the people on my team. So at any one time, they can see how many people I'm coaching. So they know that my attention span is governed to this many people. In the industry at the minute, you have people charging 75, 50, 100, 150, whatever they charge, but they might have 150 to 200 clients. Who can spread themselves that thin and do a good job? I don't know. You can't. Yeah. So my big thing is quality. I do charge a little bit more than your average coach, but I believe that my ability surpasses the average coach anyway. So they're quite relevant to what you get out at the end. What that allows me to do is coach less people and provide a better service, because I have more time to put into my clients I have. And that's it.
Yeah, I think that's a really important thing, and it's something that I keep hearing every time we have people on, is the workload. So like the quantity as opposed and the quality. Like I know that AJ, I remember AJ saying to me at some point he had like his cap is like 50 clients or something around there, or something around that. And I think he said that on his like Instagram as well. And like I know a couple of other people who are in the same thing. They're like, hey, look, at some point something's got to give. And so I think that's interesting. Does that change at all if you're prepping for the show or anything like that? Do you take anything else in your life into account when it comes to coaching?
Not really. I find in prep that my brain function is much higher than my off season. Largely because I'm taking on that much food. I'm very lethargic. Yeah. If anything, in prep, I'm not scared of taking on more. My client numbers are maxed out at about 70. I'll have a few people drop off each month and take a few new people on. So it will normally sit around 70. Yeah. I do this full time. I have procedures in place to manage my clients at that level, which I'm obviously not going to tell everyone here, because
of course, I
don't want to increase or make their businesses better.
Yeah.
We'll have a private chat about that. So yeah, there's definitely, depending on your lifestyle, that's going to determine how many people you can control. Yeah. My lifestyle at the minute is, and I'm very fortunate to be in this position where I can control that many people and not get overly stressed with it. It's got it to a fine art, shall we say?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and also another thing is obviously your promotion and how you sort of push yourself out there, because you are very on top of it, more I think than a lot of people are. With like your social media and how you manage like your content, and like videos and hiring videographers for like a prep series and stuff like that. How do you sort of balance that out and create that time? Is that something that do you schedule yourself for a week and stuff, or?
It's just a case of trying to match up with people. So Jay, the videographer, Magic Eye Media, wicked videos for the Train by JP website, and mine and Cuba's YouTube, and various other people at the minute. We just need to match up, so we'll book in advance these dates, and then we'll try and plan content for those days. There's only so many things you can do in an off season in a day of the life, because you're very limited. I'm looking forward to my off season because I've got loads of plans to do some different, cool, funny shit that won't involve bodybuilding. So that would be cool, because strangely enough, people don't want to see you training and bodybuilding. They want to see
it's weird
around the outside. But I pay. I won't say how much, because I know Jay looks after us with rates, but I pay between £300 and £500 for a day to have Jay come and film me and put it all together and create that video that comes out on YouTube. People see that price. You know, if Jay hits someone back with, I'm $450 a day, this is what you get, they're thinking, fucking hell, $450 for a video. No. But you've got to see past it. I've always viewed things in life as investments. When I first worked with Milos Sarshev in 2015, I wasn't earning a lot. I had credit cards, I had loans, blah, blah, same shit everyone else has. It was about $3,000. At the time, I was like, fuck. I said to my missus, I says, I'd gone through several emails with him before we spoke about price. I was dead certain that he was the guy to coach me to become the British champion. So we can't afford this. She was the one that said, look, if you're going to do it, you're going to fucking do it. You just promised me that you're going to do it and you're going to put your mind to it and not fuck this thing up. Then it's cool. We'll sort it. And we did. So these 500 quids that go out once, twice a month for a videographer, and the YouTube video comes out and gets so many likes and increases profile, it's a long game. But if you don't have the foresight for the long game, that money is going to be made back in the future. I mean, at a point, hopefully the YouTube will be kind of like self-functioning, that it will generate enough money through monetization to pay Jay. So then I can do even more videos. You've got to start somewhere. And unfortunately, today's world, best.
That's something that I'm sure Fuad and Luke have talked about on their podcast as well. It's like one of the things that people get wrong is when you start promoting yourself from the get-go, or as soon as possible. As soon as you're in the position to. That's what me and Joe are we're doing now. We've taken that on board, and now we're obviously doing these podcasts. So I think
it's like me with my editing as well. You got to know your value. It's a couple of my friends do social marketing at university. And as part of their course, they have to find a set number of people to do some work for a month, right? And for just one, it's like, Jamie, with the header and footer for you, it doesn't matter whether the individual uses it or not. There's a flat fee that you have to pay, and there's an average across the industry, and that thus in the long term is going to make you look more professional. Is going to keep people on longer because it's customized for you, and your clients, or it doesn't matter what industry you're in. If you put a professional service out there, it's going to look better in the long run rather than just making quick, easy money that way for both parties as well. And so it's definitely a long game. It's an investment. It's like bodybuilding, isn't it?
Yeah, just like bodybuilding.
You definitely got to promote yourself from the get-go, that's for sure. I really admire people that start from nothing and just fucking go out there and, with an attitude that I don't give a shit what people think. People are going to think, why is he doing that? Like, he's no one. But the people right at the top, they start somewhere as well. And if you don't have the foresight to do that, you'll never start and you'll never be anyone. So got to fucking push it.
Everyone's 100%. A no one until they start applying.
Put it this way. I think I started calling myself the Giant in 2015. People probably thought at the time, What's that dickhead calling himself the Giant?
Yeah.
He's an amateur. Why is he giving himself a name?
Yeah.
The foresight that this was going to be about making a brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't have to wait till you're professional to do that.
Yeah.
If you do, like I said to James a few years ago now, James, when he was on the size game, you need to get a name. You need to create this character profile. Now it's got the shed. And everyone's cotton on to it. We could have fucking been for years.
It didn't take long, did it, though, as well? Like, it was something that, like, so quickly came about, and it started off as, like, a dumb joke.
Yeah.
It became something else. And now everyone knows him as the Shed.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, even with me, I take the piss and do it, but every time you've already got one, that's what I mean. Be the first one. When we have a guest on, I always give them a nickname, depending on what they look like or their personality and stuff. Because if you look at the 90s, the most marketable guys, right, Weeder, Simon, all that, they had nicknames like Jay Cutler was the cut above, and Sean Ray, and everything like that. They all had a persona on the side, and that's marketable as well. It's all about marketing, isn't it, at the end of the day.
It is, yeah, exactly.
And why not make the most of it in the society?
Exactly.
Got to.
Yeah, 100%.
Exactly.
Yeah. One question that I've actually had from a taller viewer, anything special or any strategies that you did early on or had in place to put on mass quickly, being taller and having longer limbs, etc.?
I said this the other day to someone. Basically, you've got to just eat more than other people.
Yeah.
We have a bigger frame. We need more calories. That's it.
Yeah.
My early diets were CNP mass gain with full fat milk 3 times a day. That was 3 meals done. I would probably have a pizza most days of the week. And then I'd have a few cleaner bodybuilding meals, like chicken and rice, just to make myself feel better.
Yeah.
It was literally just a case of getting calories in. Now, if it means that in the first 12 months of your bodybuilding career, you're taking a lot of shakes. If you're not shitting 6 times a day, then they're digesting. So be it. When you're at a stage where you're able to eat food and prep food and go down that line, I think whole food is definitely better than shakes. But in terms of getting calories in at the start, especially if you're bigger and taller, get them in how you can. If I was to advise anyone now, I'd have a basic framework of a clean diet of 5 meals. If I was just starting out, 5 meals is very easy to get in. Maybe start at 4. Don't defeat yourself early on. Don't set yourself something that's not achievable. So let's say 4 meals. Have a basic framework of those meals. They could be very clean. 4 chicken and rice meals, easy.
Yeah.
And then if you're eating that easy enough and the appetite's still good, you can add more to those meals. Once appetite starts to kind of waver a bit, then we can add some shit. The easiest thing to do is add a chocolate hobnob per meal. You know, you're adding 90 calories right away.
Yeah.
Each week, if you add a chocolate hobnob, in 4 weeks, you've added four chocolate hobnobs.
Yeah.
Nearly 400 calories. You could add 2, obviously. You get the picture.
Yeah.
It's really hard to eat. So once you've got to that level where you can't fucking stomach chicken and rice anymore, that's your point where you say, right, okay, what's easy to eat?
What are the strategies that you can have? Yeah,
and use that with the meal. I hate people stack in between, or snack, should I say.
Yeah.
1, you're affecting your appetite for the next meal. 2, you're affecting your blood sugar. So keep those gaps in between and add the fucking biscuits or whatever to the meals that you've already got.
Yeah.
It is very simple.
Yeah.
But
I think that tends to be the case across like bodybuilding in general. And we always talk about this. We always come back to this. You just got to do it. You just got to eat the food and do the training. Like there's no secret formula that the pros are doing.
Did you see Cuba's story?
When?
Which one?
It was today, I think. Let me just get it up because this is a prime example of somebody that needs to fucking just man up and get on with it.
Q&A, I'm having a look.
I'm going to go back. I know it was on it somewhere. It might have disappeared. It was basically a WhatsApp from a client. And the client said, I'm so full. I've got 2 meals left. Can I just skip to the last meal, which is yogurt, and go to bed?
No.
You got 2 meals left. You eat the fucking 2 meals.
Yeah.
It might take time to get used to the routine, structure, and managing your day so you can fit those meals in properly, like fucking getting up. Yeah. Get up earlier. If you can't fit the meals in, get up earlier.
Yeah.
Sounds really simple, but it just takes people a bit of time to get in that mind.
I'm in the same boat as that person. I've got 2 meals to eat after this.
Yeah.
But I'm going to eat them.
Yeah. I've got 2 meals left, but I know I'll fucking eat them. Even in the off season, even if I stay up till 2 a.m., I'm fucking eating them.
Yeah, you have to eat them. You have to get it done. Absolutely.
But again, make it easy for yourself. If I was in the off season and my 5th meal was kind of late doors, quite regular because of that was my routine, I would take a shake to bed. And when I wake up for a piss, I would just drink the shake. Yeah. At one point, I was even taking peanut butter and jam sandwiches to bed and eating them when I was waking up for a piss. But the shake was easier, so we opted for that.
Yeah. It's funny how when I first started, I used to see a bunch of stuff about bodybuilders, like bodybuilders wake up in the middle of the night and they have shake in the middle of the night and all this, and like that's what they have to do. It's not because they had to do that. It's because that was the easiest way. Yeah. In the amount of food that you need to eat. Like, I think that is obviously like there's a bunch of stuff for people like, oh, it's a myth that you have to eat 5-6 meals a day or whatever to grow.
Bollocks, you have to get your fucking food in.
Yeah, it's not that. It's that you have to get in the calories somehow. And at the end of the day, actually, it is more efficient for your body to have it over 5 or 6 meals.
Yeah, of course.
So it's interesting how like people even now will try and look at like a solution to that, and they think there is another way around it. It's the same with training.
The science says,
it's not the science. Give me a study on 20 professional bodybuilders and then repeat that study a few times. Then I'll maybe look at it and listen. Yeah. You know what I mean?
At the end of the day, you've got to put enough calories in your body for muscles to repair and grow.
Yeah.
That's just all you need to know.
Yeah, that's it.
But your body is clever and it will adapt. Your metabolism will speed up.
Yeah.
Very active. You'll need to eat more. Yeah. I just say to people, look, you eat the same diet, you ain't put weight on for the week. It's not the end of the world. But if you continue that diet for 2 or 3 weeks and your weight's still the same, you need them.
Yeah.
And that process repeats and repeats and repeats. When does it stop? How big do you want to
get? Yeah. That's interesting actually, as like a topic. Do you think there'll be a weight where you get to where you'll look best? Where that'll be like it?
No, I think my stage weight needs to be about 315, 320 to be
really good. There.
Yeah. So I've got another stone and a bit to put on.
How many more years do you think that'll take you?
Another 2 years.
Yeah. Okay.
But that'll put me at like 36, 37. I think that's when I'll peak. And we'll see what happens there.
Right.
You the kind of guy who wants to be out by 40 or?
Yeah, definitely. I've already planned the next phase. And this is what I say about thinking forward and being business-minded. I know that there will be a market after bodybuilding for #fitter at 40.
Oh, yeah.
And I will be the embodiment of that fitness at 40.
Saw it here first.
There you go.
That's such a genius market. I've never thought of that. Obviously.
Perfectness. Perfect way to draw the podcast to a close as well.
Yeah, anyone's 39 and fucking nicks my hashtag and kill you, okay?
Yeah. Copyright it. Get it, just,
patent it,
yeah. Yeah, patent it. So what are you gonna call it? What's it gonna be? Bodies over 40 by Giant.
Used to be a giant.
Used to be a giant. AKA old giant.
AKA old giant, yeah. Something like that.
There's definitely going to be a transition phase out, away from bodybuilding. and I will document that transition phase and use that as a platform for something new, for sure.
Yeah. Do you think you'll be, because obviously your coaching right now is obviously mainly competitors.
Yeah, probably half and half, to be fair.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Do you think then it will transition into just health and wellness and all that?
I think I'll probably get more health and wellness.
Your audience will change, won't it?
Yeah,
the
change. So. But at the same time, I think if I still do competitors and they're advertised on my social media platforms, then people will still gravitate towards me because they know
definitely
the ability to coach competitors.
You'll end up being a giant version of Chris Aceto. That'll be the end result.
the
giant technician.
Yeah. We will see.
Yeah, 100%.
That's awesome, man.
Do we want to finish up?
I'm happy to. I think that's a good segue to
what about you, Jamie? What's time like for you?
Yeah, I'm gonna go and eat if that's okay.
Yeah, of course. I'm thinking the exact same thing.
Oh.
All right then. Do you want to plug yourself as much as possible? This is your opportunity.
Thank you very much. Well, I would just say hit my Instagram, AK the Giant, if you want to DM me about anything. Obviously, not the silly questions we said.
Yeah, be careful.
Unless you want coaching, then we can speak as much as you want.
Yeah.
After signed up. No, one thing to look out for is I've just finally sorted out a website for my clothing. So Team Giant clothing will be released at some point this week. So look out for that on my Instagram, on my stories. And it's dead simple. People can just click on the website, buy the item, and it gets shipped out rather than me doing all the legwork and cool. Like posting something 3-4 weeks late.
I'll be grabbing that. Do you have an Instagram for that as well?
Not yet. At the minute, I'm just gonna run it through my own Instagram.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
If it gets out of control, then I'll generate an Instagram for it. But I basically just bought or designed about 10 to 15 designs. I'm going to release 4 designs each time.
Okay.
Each design is going to have 50 items. So as soon as they're gone, I move on to the next 4 designs.
Okay, you're doing it that way.
So it's going to be like exclusive releases.
Yeah. So I think that'll work well. And there'll be some quirky stuff and some just like uniforms, Team Giant logo stuff. So
yeah, I
think it'll be good.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Anything else you want to plug?
That's it.
Awesome. All right. Jamie, thank you so much for coming on. I know obviously you've got an incredibly busy schedule. So the fact you could fit us in for, almost 2 hours? That's insane. So thank you so much for coming on. Guys, thank you for listening again to Off the Script podcast. Please like, comment, share, let us know what you think. Feedback is always welcome, good or bad. And we will see you guys next time. All right, guys.